People were able to purchase goods, and the economy was beginning to turn after several International Monetary Fund challenges. And the leadership here has made some tough choices with respect to subsidies and revenues and other things. Some choices which incidentally other countries have avoided. So, you know, this is a particular hurdle to the emergence that Pakistan as a recommitted democracy has been going through. And I think we're particularly anxious, all of us, to see it be able to get back on track. We have to understand, and what I saw today underscores this to me in ways that no newspaper story and no you know, sort of telephone call could possibly have conveyed to me. And that was personally seeing miles upon miles of destroyed homes, of people dislocated, people in camps, in great heat, losing their possessions, growing frustrated, worried about the future. We need to address that, all of us, rapidly, to avoid their impatience boiling over or people exploiting that impatience. And I think it's important for all of us to understand that challenge. Mr. President.
Thank you. Like I said, and like I will repeat what the United Nations Secretary General said here, seeing is believing. So he saw, he went, and he appealed. And obviously when there are 20 million people dispersed, 20 million people on the roads, 20 million people hungry, we are giving them everything we've got. There is a possibility that the negative forces would exploit the situation of this need of time, that they would exploit them to their own advantage. Like they would take in the babies who have become orphans and then put them in their own camps, train them as the terrorists of tomorrow, negative people of tomorrow, and things like that is what I'm warning the world about. And I'm sending an SOS on that all this catastrophe gives strength to those forces who do not want a state structure. As soon as you see any country in the world, and if there are comparisons ever, you can compare them to the other issues of the world, wherever the state structure has collapsed, the negative forces have taken over. So the possibility of a state structure collapse could be there if we were not there, but democracy is there. We are on the ground, we are there, no matter whether people are fighting with us or they're complaining to us. We are there to take the complaints, we are there and we are responsible for everything, so we will rebuild. We will rebuild in a better way. We will rebuild in a positive way and convert this adversary like we converted, for example, when my wife died. It was a position where the country could have gone for a civil war. The People's Party responded in a positive, matured manner by saying democracy is the best revenge, and converted that weakness into today's democracy, which saw a dictator move out of the presidency on his own, without a war, without a fight. It could have been done with an aggression, but we chose the democratic way. So I'm asking the people of Pakistan to have the patience that I had, People's Party had, when we lost our beloved leader. So this is the way to react, is to be patient and wait and have the confidence in your government that we will deliver like we delivered in the past. Inshallah, we will make every village better than it was. Thank you, everybody.
From the stage.
Mr. President.
Ma'am.
Because, as you just described, the devastation is so great, the suffering is so tremendous. Sir, with all due respect, I must ask you a very, very difficult question. There are those who will not give, who have not given, because they are worried about corruption in your government. Rightly or wrongly, you have a credibility problem. Mr. President, are you the problem?
Ma'am, I'm not the government. I'm the governance, first of all. Second of all, for the first time in the history of this nation, we have got our opposition sitting in the parliament looking at our books. No country ever, and no government before my government, ever had an opposition, leader of the opposition, as the chief of the accounts committee. So the Auditor General of Pakistan happens to be our greatest opponent. I think that is something that should bring faith in democracy. There will be stories, there are forces, there are righteous forces, there are forces which do not want democracies to succeed. And the best blame on democracy is, what did Rome was not scared of Christ. Rome was scared that Rome was in danger. They've done this to democracy before, they've given these problems before, they've named these issues before. I've been to prison for 8 years, I've faced all those charges. They could not prove them then, and they cannot prove them today. They are just malicious, as always, to weaken the state structure. It is a class which does not want democracy.
So what do you say then to people who are fearful of giving?
Get
this
involved
is-
yourself. Get involved yourself. We have evolved a program where we happen to be giving ownership to the people. We will give ownership to the individual. The individual who lends may come in and work himself on the region with our political forces, with the political forces. First of all, this is a government of national consensus. You must understand, ma'am. Punjab is run by Muslim League. Pakhtunkhwa is run by ANP, they're the leaders. In Balochistan and in Sindh, People's Party is running the government. The government, our Prime Minister is unanimously elected, so we have no problems. The Parliament and the press, as you know, the press is free here. So all those stories that you talk about, they have a right to them. They have a right to their opinion. But the fact of the matter is, we have distributed billions of rupees on my wife's card. We are talking about modern technology. We dispersed a billion rupees, $1 billion converted into rupees to the IDPs on the thing called the smart cards and the modern technology system. We are distributing $1 billion every year through a program which is an initiative to enhance women, to improve the women folks of called women empowerment, called BISP card, which is on my wife's name. It's totally above board, on the record. You can, it's on the net, it's on the international scrutiny. Today is modern technology time. Anything you